Over 30 years ago, I attended a live weekend seminar with Mr. Jim Rohn, and that seminar changed my life forever. During that weekend, he mentioned two words that have really stuck in my mind and have had a profound influence on my life ever since. And in this video, I'm going to share with you those two words. G'day, my name's Willem, as in Willem Dafoe.
You know how much I sacrificed?
And in this video, I'm going to share with you the two words that Mr. Rohn shared with me over 30 years ago that had a profound influence on my life and changed me for the better. During that weekend, he said this. He said, you've got to take massive action on a good idea. And that's when it hit me like a ton of bricks. I had taken action on my goals and on my New Year's resolutions, but I had taken weak action. I had taken mediocre action. I had never ever taken massive action on anything that I had set myself as a goal for the future. And so that word stuck with me. You've got to take massive action. When the space shuttle takes off from the launching pad, it has to generate an enormous amount of energy to get it lifted off the launching pad and into the sky. And that's what it's like when you set a New Year's resolution or you set a goal. You must take that massive action to get you away from the gravity of procrastination and mediocrity. It's got to be massive action. You just can't take some action. I was on a flight last week and I remembered this same story as we were taking off. To get the aeroplane up in the air, the pilot has to go full throttle to get it up off the runway. If the pilot was to only put the throttle halfway down, the plane would never get off the air. It would just taxi around the airfield for the rest of the day. So that's the rule. You've got to take massive action on a good idea. So, how do you take massive action? Well, I've got 3 ideas for you. Number 1, you've got to get more knowledgeable. If you want to lose weight, get fitter, you've got to find out the most effective and efficient way to get there. There's no use saying I'm going to get fit and then spend a lot of energy running down the wrong road and not achieving what it is you're actually after. So you've got to be very specific about what it is you want, and you've got to learn the knowledge that will get you there. So that's number 1, you've got to get more knowledgeable. Now, the great news is that's easy because the entire wisdom of the civilized world ever since time began is right in the palm of your hand. Anything you need to know is already there. So knowledge is actually pretty simple. You've just got to look it up. Number 2, you've got to get busy. It was Mark Twain who said, continuous improvement is better than delayed perfection. And that is so true. You've got to have knowledge, yes, but you can get so much knowledge. It's the old story of paralysis by analysis. You just want to keep getting it right, and you never ever get started. My advice to you is this: get started, just get busy, okay? Even if you don't know a lot, just get into it. If you want to learn how to get fit, lose weight, buy a pair of sneakers, put them on, and just start walking. I promise you, the momentum will come. You'll get better and better at it just by actually starting. So that's number 2. Number 3 is get an accountability partner. It's very, very tough to take massive action on your own. It's scary, you'll have tough times, and if someone is there to help you, support you, guide you along the journey, it's going to make all the difference. It's a lot easier to get out of bed on a cold morning and go for your power walk when a friend or a buddy is knocking on the door at 6 a.m. in the morning. So get an accountability partner. So massive was the first word he taught me. The second one I'm going to introduce to you with a question that he asked the audience. He said, how long would you allow your child to learn to walk when it's just a young toddler? The answer, of course, is, well, until the child learns to walk. And there's the second magic word, the word until. When I was a youngster, a young boy, I used to love watching ants. You put a twig in the path of an ant, and guess what? The ant will go around it, it'll go on top of it, it'll go around the side of it, but it will keep going until it gets around the obstacle and starts heading back in the direction in which it was going in the first place. And that is a great philosophy, the philosophy of until. You keep going until you achieve what it is that you want. The guy says, I'm going to climb that mountain over there. Some people say it's too high, some people say it's too rocky, some people say it's too dangerous, but it's my mountain and I will climb it. Pretty soon you will see me waving from the top or dead on the bottom because I ain't coming back. Or in short, I'll do it or I'll die. Now, there are things that start happening when you have the attitude of I will do it or I will die. Mother Nature seems to go, you know what, I think we better just let him have it. But you've got to show that you're serious. You've got to show that you will do it. You will try or you will die. And that is a great, great philosophy. It's called persistence. It's called perseverance. It's called never ever giving up. So how do you develop persistence, a sense of perseverance in your life when it is something you want to go and achieve? Again, number one, I would say you've got to have very, very clear goals. Goals that excite you, goals that get you out of bed in the morning and make you want to get on with the day. I recently set a goal of playing the top 100 golf courses in the world that are not private courses. In other words, they're public courses that are open to the public, and if you pay your green fees, you can play them. There's a list of them in Golf Digest, and I've got it on my mouse pad, I've got it on a mug for my coffee to keep reminding me that's my goal. I want to achieve those 100 golf courses by the end of 26. What happens if I don't achieve them by the end of 26? Well, yes, the word is I will keep going until I play all those 100 golf courses. So there's the magic word, until. And also you've just got to have those goals that will get you excited. Paying your bills, paying your debts, that's not a great goal to get you excited. You just can't jump out of bed with that sort of philosophy. You've got to have big goals that will drive you. Then you will want to take massive action and you will want to keep doing it until you achieve them. The second point to note, if you want to persevere and you want to be persistent, I think is you've got to have a strong reason why it is you want to achieve it. Simon Sinek has a great book called Start With Why. Because why is the fundamental question of everything. You can't jump out of bed unless you have a good reason why you actually want to go and achieve that goal. So have a really strong why as to why you want to achieve something. When I was younger, I was raising a family. That's a strong why. I had to get my kids educated. I had a mortgage to pay off. That gets you motivated. It gets you fired up. When I started my first business, I had no money. I started with basically zero. Had to borrow everything, went into debt. Debt is a great reason to persevere. It's a really strong why. So my second point to you there would be, if you want to persevere, you've got to have a strong why. The last point I would share with you in achieving perseverance, staying persistent with something, is to celebrate milestones along the way. If you want to lose 10 kilo, don't wait until you've lost the entire 10 kilo before you celebrate. If you lose 500 grams, celebrate. Now, don't go out and binge and put the 500 gram back on. Do something to celebrate, because celebrating will give you the motivation to want to keep going and achieve the same result again. So there you have it. 2 words that changed my life and continue to change my life to this very, very day. If I set a goal now, I take massive action. I'm very convinced I'm going to play all 100 golf courses around the world because, that's right, I've taken massive action and I've decided I will keep going until I achieve that goal. Until next time, live a life on your terms without regrets.